Hello everybody, I'm TheTimeister, and I'm very fortunate to be collaborating with Paradox Interactive to bring you a tutorial on how to build a national park in Cities Skylines. For this tutorial, no mods are required, however you will need to have the Park Life DLC installed. So let's jump right into it. The first thing that you'll want to do is choose a location for your national park. Naturally, national parks are very large in size, so be sure to choose an area where there is no development whatsoever. Also, be sure to choose a location that has a lot of natural features such as mountains, rivers, canyons. This will make your park look a lot better. Once you've chosen a location for your park, now you're ready to actually start building your park. Now the first thing to do is to put down a toll booth at each entrance of your park if you have multiple entrances. This adds a lot of realism, as in most national parks you need to pay a fee to get in. It will also help generate a little bit more revenue for your city. Then you're ready to start building your main road infrastructure. When building your road infrastructure within the park, be sure to make it look interesting by adding curves and just making it as scenic as you possibly can. Now let's create the main entrance for the national park. For this, I'll typically choose a nice large flat area to make the entrance, as this is where you'll typically find all the main amenities. So just be sure that you choose a location that has enough room. After you've chosen a good location for your main park entrance and that you've built it up, what I'd like to do right after that is create the secondary road infrastructure within the park using dirt roads. And these will typically take you to a little bit more remote areas within your park, where there will be a lot less amenities compared to around the main entrance of the park. Furthermore, make sure that your secondary roads are a little bit more windy or treacherous than your main roads. These will see a lot less traffic, and the traffic will be flowing a lot slower, making these secondary roads a little bit less dangerous. I'll also try to be as creative as possible with these secondary roads, such as you see me do right here with these mountainous zigzag roads. It just helps create a little bit more uniqueness to your park. Once you're done laying down your roads, what you can do now is start plopping trails around your park. So if there's any way that you can contour rocks and trees, I'll try to do so as much as possible. And if you're going up any mountainous terrain, I'll usually try to flow the trails within the mountains to avoid disrupting the terrain as much as possible. Now there are a ton of different things that you can put down in a national park that are included in the Parks Life DLC, such as this nice lookout tower right here. So the advantage of building a national park is you have enough room to use every feature that is included in the DLC. Another example of what's included is this nice fishing pier. So try to use the terrain to your advantage to make use of every one of these features. Again, on the topic of trails, try to create a variety of different styles of trails, such as very difficult trails or very easy and short trails. I also like to create a mixture of loop trails and point A to point B trails. Ensure that you have lots of camping spots and cabins along your trails to attract more tourists to your park. To make your park appealing even further, you can add a series of walking tours throughout your park. Be careful not to make your walking tours too long, as your citizens won't be drawn to them as much. So by this point, your national park should be looking pretty good so far, and this next part is up to you on how in-depth you want to go, and that is detailing your national park. So included in the Park Life DLC are a bunch of props that you can use in your parks, and I'll typically plop these down just to add a little bit more life and character, and I'll also add a lot of trees in some areas where I think look a little bit bland. That pretty much concludes the tutorial on how to create a national park. I really hope it was inspiring and useful to you, that you now have the knowledge to create some very nice national parks on your own. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for many more tutorials to come from your favorite creators.